What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA and MLB action here on Friday, April 17th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on each game. We're going to break down the biggest MLB games of the night and both NBA play-in games. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So as a thank you to me, take that 10th of a second and slam that like button. It really helps get these videos promoted out there on YouTube, helping the channel grow, helps keep me motivated to get in here and grind out one of these videos here every single solitary day. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, guys. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. It's been really great to see the growth we've had here recently, but we can still see around 44% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So let's see if we can improve that number a little bit. And also, share these videos out there. We're trying to make it to 100K this year. Share these videos with any friends, colleagues, anybody that you know that's interested in sports or sports betting. We might be able to help them out a little bit. Also, get down there in the comments. Ask me any question about anything you're seeing here in these videos, any questions you have about any bets you're looking at across the sporting world. I'm more than happy to get back to you. And if I don't have the answer, I can reach out to the premium handicappers over there at stumpthespread.com and see what they have to say. Also, guys, make sure you're checking the pinned comment. That's the top comment below the video. Every single day in that pinned comment, you will see my favorite picks from every YouTube video. You'll also see a link to stumpthespread.com, so you can get over there and check out all the great free stuff. There are free picks every day under the free picks tab. There's also that free email newsletter, which has been amazing. And you can check out the top confidence premium picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. In terms of results for what we had go down there on Thursday, it's a little bit early on, recording a little bit early here, but trying to give you guys the value of the early lines and stuff like that. We got off to a little bit of a rough start after a perfect 6-0 day there on Wednesday. Thursday is looking a little bit rough. We bricked out on the Pirates at minus 155. Somehow they score only 7 runs on 15 hits. Anytime you have 4 errors in a game, though, you kind of deserve to lose. We bricked out on the Reds at minus 125. This Reds offense is going to cost them their chances to be a really good team. They get 1 hit in this entire game in their 3-1 loss there to the Giants. We still got Tampa Bay and Cleveland live, so hopefully they can come through for us, bring us a little bit of healing. We did brick out on Toronto plus 110 there as our dog of the day. An annoying 2-1 loss there. Sprout having his best outing of the entire season. The Brewers bullpen was lights out. Toronto just could not bunch their hits in this game at all, so that was a disappointing loss there on the dog of the day. We did cash our massive lock of the day there on the no-run first inning in the Royals-Detroit game. Both pitchers got off to a good start. While Detroit did put up a run there in the second, we had a clean frame in the first there to cash our lock of the day. So we'll definitely take that one. Let's go ahead and get after it now, though, guys. Tons of games to cover here on a very, very busy Friday. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're getting over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the great stuff over there. And let's get after it. First up, we're going to cover those 2 NBA games we've got, the play-in tournament games. And first up, we've got the Charlotte Hornets heading to Orlando to take on the Magic. The Hornets got the absolutely insane 127 to 126 overtime win there over the Miami Heat in the 9-versus-10 game out there in the East. And it was bonkers. This game had everything. Some insane shot making, mostly from Kobe White, who went pretty nuts, 5 of 8 from 3, made some incredibly difficult shots in that game. LaMelo Ball ended up with 30 points, but shot the ball terribly. Also had a pretty dirty looking play there against Bam where he rips Bam's leg out from under him while Bam's falling. I mean, you can make excuses for that. He did get fined. I don't really think a fine matters at all. I think you either suspend him or don't do anything. I'm not sure what the right answer was, but that was not a good look. And we actually have seen footage of him doing something vaguely similar to Bam before in the past, which maybe it was an accident, but it was a bad look. Miles Bridges had a big game. Diabate, not super useful offensively, was actually a minus 17, but did have 14 rebounds. Brandon Miller, he played well. Really, Kobe White was the only guy having a good day there off the bench. I guess Kalkbrenner was fine in very limited minutes, but the Hornets, they do eventually find a way down the stretch to beat the Heat, who didn't have Bam for the majority of that game, so they'll take it, but it did take some pretty insane shot making. Now, we'll see what they can do in this one. The Hornets do come into this game pretty much fully healthy and ready to go. Diabate is on the injury report, technically questionable due to left hip soreness. There's no way in hell he's going to miss a play-in game here due to hip soreness at 24 years old. So we expect the Hornets to be fully healthy here as they take on the Orlando Magic. They come into this game fresh off a loss. They fall 97 to 109 there in Philly. Not a great game from Orlando. They've had a terrible season overall, and it just kind of continued. Paolo Banchero, a really rough night. He had 6 turnovers, only 18 points on 22 shots, was 0 of 5 from 3. He was a minus 17 in this game. Desmond Bane actually played great, shot the ball really well. Despite that, he was still a minus 11. Anthony Black played great there off the bench. We didn't hate what we saw from Franz Wagner, although he did not have an amazing night either. He was at least a +1. Suggs had 4 points in 37 minutes. This Orlando team, I mean, it's been a struggle of a season for them all year long, no doubt about that. They had no answers for Maxey, who finally came alive, seemed like himself for the first time after his injury. VJ Edgecombe played relatively well. Paul George had a pretty bad shooting night and really played some weird hero ball at some different points in that game, but the 76ers do eventually get the win. So the Magic can't be feeling too good right now in terms of their injury report. It's fully, clean. Everybody's rested, ready to go. They should be ready to get after it. But it also has to worry the Magic quite a bit that they lost the season series 3-1, with the last 3 games, honestly, all 3 being losses there for Orlando, and none of them being very competitive at all. The Magic are getting only 3.5 points here at home in this game. We've got a total of 218.5. The Hornets are 24-17 against the spread on the road, 24-17 to the under on the road. The Hornets are 19-21 against spread at home, 22-18 to the over at home. I do actually think under 218.5 isn't an insane idea. Both teams, especially the Hornets, showing some significant trends towards the under, and the Magic's offense is just not very good. But I'm not super interested in the total in this game. Much better than the total. I'll definitely be taking the Charlotte Hornets here at -3.5. Khan played terrible in that game for the Hornets. I think we'll see a bounce back from him. Also, the Magic just are not as good of a team, in my opinion, as the Miami Heat, even though, the head-to-head numbers aren't great. But really, in this, specific of a high-pressure spot, I think there's a lot of bad stuff going on for the Orlando Magic behind closed doors, and I think the Hornets are going to get a comfortable win and cover in this one. In our second NBA play-in game here on Friday, we've got a barn burner. We've got the Golden State Warriors going on the road to take on the Phoenix Suns. Now, that Golden State 126-121 win over the Clippers in the 9-10 game in the West was probably the best basketball game I've watched the Golden State Warriors play this season, and I honestly don't think it was particularly close. They bucked a lot of long-term trends. The Clippers had dominated the Warriors here for a minute. Golden State had never won in the Clippers' new stadium, and Steph Curry and company take care of business. Steph ends up with a pretty solid outing, guys. He was making everything in this game. He ended up with 35 points, 7 of 12 from 3, 12 of 23 overall. Was also not getting any foul calls in that game, which I guess is par for the course for him. But Gui Santos is not getting enough credit. He shot the ball extremely well. Porzingis had a great night. Podziemski looked pretty terrible out there, but Al Horford went 4 of 7 from 3, knocked down some massive shots at the end of that game. It was very, very impressive. The Warriors as a team make 19 threes, go 46% from long range, 57% from the field overall. A very, very, very good game for them. Draymond Green playing incredible defense there against Kawhi, who honestly just kind of felt like he took himself out of the game at some point. He just gave in to the insano defense that Draymond was playing. So an amazing performance in that one from the Warriors. They let Steph play significantly over the minutes restriction they had set for him, which is great news. Obviously, I'm sure Steph was just like, hey, look, I'm going to play. I'm not coming out, whatever. I'm not sure how that interaction goes, but they are fully healthy and ready to go here for their last play in game, really trying to make their way into the playoffs. How excited you should be to, earn the right to play the Thunder in the first round, that's a little bit debatable. Now, the Suns, they take the loss there in their playing game, falling to the Portland Trailblazers and Denny Adjeva, 114-110. In that game, the Suns, it really kind of felt like they let it slip away. Felt like they had things under control there for a bit, but they could not stop Denny Adjeva. He wasn't even having a good day at the free throw line. Went only 8 of 13 from the stripe. And yeah, overall, really disappointed in what I saw from Devin Booker. He missed a lot of free throws in that game. Went 7 of 17 for 22 points, but really got bottled up. A lot of the time when he had the ball, it was like he just could not get anything decent off. The bench came up pretty small there for the Suns. Not a great day out there. Colin Gillespie making some, hustle plays and stuff like that, but really nothing that substantial. Mark Williams was on the bench down the stretch in this game. That didn't really make sense for me. Dylan Brooks was doing his typical freak out stuff and ended up fouling out of this game. Huge mistake there. Also a pointless technical foul there. Not a great night from him. Jalen Green was really the major bright spot there from the Suns, although he had some massive mistakes down the stretch in this game, had 5 turnovers himself, in addition to 35 points. When that dude gets it going, he can get it going pretty much as good as almost anybody in the league. So we will see what actually goes down in this one. Going to be an interesting game here for the Suns. They come into this one looking pretty healthy. The big concern here for them is whether Grayson Allen will be able to play. He did not play there against the Trailblazers. The hope is that hamstring won't bother him too much and he'll be able to come back for this one against the Warriors, but that is very much not confirmed. So we don't really know, if that's going to be a possibility for him in terms of the season series between these two teams. Now, obviously, there have been injuries and stuff like that, but the Warriors actually won 3 out of 4. The only loss was by a single point. The last 2 games were in December and February, respectively, and they were both very close, with the Warriors eventually winning. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the Suns are 3.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 219.5. The Warriors are 18-24 against the spread on the road, 24-18 to the over on the road. The Suns are 23-19 against spread at home, 27-15 to the under at home. In terms of a total for this game, I'm going to lean just slightly towards over. I think we will see a good amount of offense in this one, despite what the Suns are going to want to do. I think we will see some scoring in this game. In terms of a side, I'm riding the hot hand here. Give me the Golden State Warriors getting 3.5 points. I think Draymond can do a very good job slowing down Devin Booker. I'm not really that scared of Dillon Brooks having some sort of massive game, although I do think there's a chance that him and Draymond can end up in some sort of fight. I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility. And I really don't think we're going to see back-to-back transcendent games like that from Jalen Green, even though there aren't a lot of great options for guarding him on the Warriors. I still think we'll see him struggle. I think we'll see a lot of the same of what we saw in the first playing game from the Warriors, and getting 3.5 points here, despite the fact they're on the road. You got Steph Curry out there. He's on a mission. I think the Warriors make this, a one-possession game or win it straight up. Now, guys, before we jump in and break down that full MLB slate, or pretty much the full MLB slate there for Friday, we got to shout out the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Make sure you click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. And keep in mind, guys, those premium picks are very rarely, almost never going to match what you see from me here in the videos, as I'm not the premium handicapper over there for MLB, NHL, UFC, anything like that. We have a team of experts covering every single one of the major sports. Every single one of them has over a decade's worth of experience covering his given sport, so just a crazy amount of work going into those premium picks every day. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Things have been going pretty well over there at StumpTheSpread.com. Like I said, a crazy amount of work being put into those plays. It is the early part of the MLB season, so that we do expect some ups and downs, but over the long run, our MLB handicapper has shown that he really, really knows his stuff. Oh, we're also very happy to see that the Tampa Bay Rays end up getting the 5-3 win there over the White Sox, so put a win on the board for us on that one. In addition to the premium picks over there at StumpTheSpread.com, you also will be able to find lots of great free stuff there. Free picks every single solitary day there under the free picks tab. Do not miss out on those. Also, you can get on that free email newsletter, which has been a fantastic resource every single solitary week. The golf write-ups have been amazing. You can see how those have been doing up on screen right now. But not only are there big PGA Tour write-ups, there's also big write-ups on all the niche sports: golf, tennis, NASCAR, WNBA when it starts, UFC whenever there's an event. And there's lots of great free picks on the major sports like NBA, MLB, you name it. It could end up in that email. It's a fantastic resource, guys. Definitely get over there and sign up for the email list. It's really, really easy. You just go to StumpTheSpread.com and open up a free account. They're going to ask you for your name and your email address. That's it. That's all they're going to ask you for. That gets you on that free email list. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day, just jam-packed with great sports betting information. Also, over there at StumpTheSpread.com, you can purchase a Stump the Spread hoodie. If you're interested in picking up a hoodie, we're selling them right now for $39.99. That is at cost. Or you could maybe email support at StumpTheSpread.com if you would like to pick up a Stump the Spread t-shirt. We might be able to make that happen as well if that's something you want. But we give you free shipping on those. We make no money on those apparel purchases. Just want to get the apparel out there to anybody that is interested. Also, if you're a massive fan of what you're seeing from me here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos. They get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. We do one every single Monday and every single Thursday. The way those giveaways work, we put the name of every single YouTube member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the video, and whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie of their size mailed straight to their address of choice. So if you're a YouTube channel member and you haven't claimed a hoodie potentially, maybe check back on those Monday and Thursday uploads and see if your name was the one that came up, because we really hate for anybody to miss out on those giveaways. So big shout out to all the YouTube channel members. Big shout out to everybody who watches these videos in general. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're getting over there to StumpTheSpread.com and checking out all the great information over there. And let's go ahead and dive into this MLB slate. We got a bunch of games out there here on the 17th. And first up, we're looking at the New York Mets as they go on the road to take on the Chicago Cubs. The Mets come into this game 7-12 on the season. They are scared getting, guys? They've lost 8 in a row. They got swept there by the Dodgers, losing 4-0, 2-1, and then the last game, 8-2. Thought they'd show a little bit more fight in that last game of the series, but it was not to be. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Kodai Senga, hoping he can get them back on track and himself back on track. He's 0-2 on the year, a 7.07 ERA. First 2 starts of the year, that was facing the Cardinals and the Giants, were pretty good, but then he took on the Athletics and got absolutely obliterated in a game the Mets eventually lost 11-6. The Mets bullpen has not been terrible this year, but it has not been great. Only 2 saves on the year and a 3.58 bullpen ERA. The offense is nowhere to be found. They've scored 2, 1, 0, and 0 over their last 4 games. They're down to 26th in the majors in runs scored and 28th in slugging percentage. It's looking real bleak right now for the Mets. They're headed to Wrigley Field to take on the Cubs, who just won 2 out of 3 there in Philly, so I'm sure they're feeling good about that. They've scored, 28 runs over their last 3 games, so the bats are singing. Edward Cabrera is off to a fantastic start. He will get the start for them in this one. He's 1-0 on the year, a 1.62 ERA. His last start, he did struggle a little bit there against the Pirates. 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, so not his best outing, but definitely not terrible, or not the end of the world, and his first 2 starts of the year were fantastic. The Cubs' bullpen has been kind of middle of the road. A 4.00 bullpen ERA is not great, but the way the offense has been hitting the ball, you don't need a great bullpen because they are killing it. They're up to 6th in the majors in runs scored, 4th in on-base percentage, 7th in batting average. Nico Horner, Swanson, everybody hitting the ball well, really, for the Cubs at the moment. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Mets are plus 120. The Cubs are minus 140. We've got totals out there of 9.5 or 10. The Mets are 4-6 on the road, 5-4-1 to the under on the road. The Cubs are 4-5 at home, 5-4 to the over at home. No huge lean on the total in this game, although that number does feel a little bit big. But with the way the Cubs are hitting the ball right now, maybe unders aren't the way we want to go with them. In terms of a side, I will take the Cubs here at minus 140. The Mets have just been too bad. Cabrera's been too good. It's a bounce back spot for him a little bit here as well. So I think we see the Cubs really take care of business in this game and get a comfortable win. Next up, we're looking at the Baltimore Orioles heading to Cleveland to take on the Guardians. The Orioles are 9-9 on the season. They just landed McDermott there, picking him up from the O's for Perez. So we'll see how that trade works out. Now, the Orioles just lost 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks, losing the last 2 in that series. They're going to try and bounce back here by handing the ball to 37-year-old Chris Bassett, who's 0-2 on the year, a 9.00 ERA. His last start, 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, only one of which was allowed there against the Giants. In a game we eventually saw the Orioles win 6-2, so maybe he's figured something out. Getting shelled to start his season there by the Rangers and the Pirates was not exactly the best look. The bullpen for Baltimore this year has been okay. 7 saves looks nice, only 53 hits allowed, a 3.62 bullpen ERA. Definitely not terrible. The offense has maybe not been quite as good as projected. I mean, they scored 5, 3, 9, 6, and 6 over their last few, so not awful, obviously. They're 8th in the majors in runs scored. They're 11th in slugging percentage. Gunnar Henderson has 6 home runs, but is only batting .221, so I'm not really ready to freak out too much about that. The Guardians, they come into this game 10-9 on the season. They just lost 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. They're going to try to bounce back by handing the ball in this game to Tanner Bybee. Now, game 1 of this series is looking pretty good for them. They're up 2-0 in the end of the second inning, so hopefully they can come through in that one. That would be really, really nice if they could find a way to win that game for us. Tampa Bay taking care of business already, so it looks like could potentially have a kind of break-even day. That wouldn't be too bad. Now, Tanner Bybee's 0-2 on the year, a 6.38 ERA. His last start, he got destroyed by the Atlanta Braves, so we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him. The Cleveland bullpen has not been nearly as good this season as it was last year. Honestly, they've been kind of bad with an ERA of just over 5. And the offense, 3, 5, 9, 1, 6, and 5 over their last few isn't the end of the world. But it hasn't been amazing. They're 20th in batting average, 19th in runs scored. Not a team that's hitting the cover off the ball. So looking at the numbers, the Orioles are plus 115. The Guardians are minus 135. We've got a total of 8. Baltimore's 3-3 on the road, 3-3 to the over-under on the road. Cleveland's 4-2 at home, 4-2 to the under at home. With how bad Tanner Bybee has looked here so far, I'm going to be leaning towards the Orioles in this game at plus 115. Not a massive number, and obviously we are banking on Bassett having a decent day out there, but I've liked the Orioles bullpen better. I've liked Bassett better here so far at least in his last start, opposed to what Bybee's done. So yeah, give me a little bit of a look here at the Orioles getting plus money. Rolling right along, we got the Atlanta Braves heading to Philly to take on the Phillies. Now, the Braves, they are 12-7 on the season. They are going to be hitting the ball in this one to Martin Perez. He's 0-1 on the year, a 3.14 ERA. He hasn't been terrible in his 3 starts. Honestly, 2 out of 3 were excellent. He just struggled a bit there against the Diamondbacks. His last time out, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run allowed there against Cleveland. Very, very solid stuff there. The Braves have won 3 out of their last 4, so they're playing pretty well. 1, 2 out of 3 there against Miami. The Atlanta bullpen has been pretty okay. A 3.06 bullpen ERA is definitely not bad, in the top 5 or 6 in the majors. The offense, we've seen pretty good stuff. You can't really argue too much of the fact they are first in the majors in runs scored, second in batting average, and second in slugging percentage. Now, how long is that going to continue for? We'll see, but right now they're hitting the ball well. The Phillies, on the other hand, are not hitting the ball well. These were 2, 4, 13, 3, 3, and 4 over their last few games. They'll hand the ball in this one to T1 Walker, who's 1-2 on the year, a 7.36 ERA. First start of the year, he got obliterated by Washington. Second start, got knocked around by the Rockies. His most recent outing there on the 11th, taking on the Diamondbacks, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs led. In a game, the Phillies eventually won 4-3. So things are pointed in the right direction, but not a big sample size of them going in the right direction. Their bullpen, once again, looks mediocre. A 4.66 bullpen ERA is not great. And like we already said, the offense not killing it. They're in the bottom third of the league in basically every major hitting category. Schwarber's got 6 home runs, but is only batting .222. We'll see what they can put together in this one. The odds makers have this thing listed as a flip. Both teams at -110, a total of 9.5. Atlanta is 4-3 on the road, 5-2 to the over on the road. The Phillies are 5-7 at home, 8-3-1 to the over at home. I do actually think this is a reasonable spot to take a look at these Atlanta Braves here on the road. The Phillies have not really scared me too much, so not super concerned about that. I think Atlanta on the road in this spot is very, very live. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Tampa Bay Rays heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. The Rays are 11-7 on the year. They've won 6 in a row. They swept the Yankees and swept the White Sox, and now they're headed into Pittsburgh. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Nick Martinez, who has yet to figure in a result this year, but is sporting a 2.16 ERA with excellent starts against the Brewers, the Twins, and the Yankees. So he's been throwing the ball great. All 3 of his starts have been wins for the Tampa Bay Rays, so a lot of positivity there. The Tampa Bay bullpen has gotten off to a terrible start to the year, but is improving, down to a 5.99 bullpen ERA, so we'll see if that trend can continue, and the offense is killing it. Yandy Diaz off to a great start. They're 11th in runs scored, they're 4th in batting average, 6th in on-base percentage. This team is putting a pretty nice little run together here, so we'll see if it can continue in Pittsburgh, taking on the Pirates, who are 11-8 on the season. They just went 2-2 in a 4-game series against the Nationals. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Bubba Chandler, who's 0-1 on the year, a 3.86 ERA. He's looked okay. Great start to open the year against the Reds, but then 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, and a 5-0 loss against the Padres. Then 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, including giving up 2 home runs in Chicago there at Wrigley Field in a game that we saw the Pirates lose 7-6. The bullpen for Pittsburgh this year got off to a crazy start and still looking good. A 3.51 bullpen ERA is not a problem. The offense, 7-2-4, 16-6-4 over their last few. They're 13th in slugging percentage. They're 9th in batting average. We'll see if this team really can continue to hit the ball this well. I have some reservations still, so we'll see. The Rays are +120 in this one. The Pirates are -140. We've got a total of 8. Tampa Bay 6-5 on the road, 8-2-1 to the over on the road. The Pirates are 6-4 at home, 6-4 to the over at home. Probably not going to get super involved in the over in this game, despite the trends pointing that direction, but I do think this is a good spot to back the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm not in love with Bubba Chandler. I think Nick Martinez is a very solid starter. He's put up great numbers so far this year, and Tampa Bay swinging some hot bats. I like the Rays on the road at plus money in this one. Next on the dock, we got the San Francisco Giants heading to Washington to take on the Nationals. The Giants, they come into this game 7-12 on the season. They just lost 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati after losing 2 out of 3 there at Camden Yards. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Logan Webb, hoping he can get him back on track. He has not got off to a great start. He's 1-2, a 5.25 ERA. His last start was against Baltimore, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs allowed. Not amazing. He did have a great start against the Mets before that, but I don't know. Have not been in love with how Logan Webb's throwing the ball here in the early portion of the season. The Giants' bullpen has not been as good this year as they were a season ago, although down to a 3.90 bullpen ERA, so maybe they'll be fine. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath here. Now, the offense has been abysmal. They are last in the majors in runs scored, 11th in batting average, 28th in on-base percentage. Nobody off to a crazy hot start. This were 3-3-1-2-2 over their last few games. That's just not good. The Nationals, they've had their own struggles this year, but offense has not been one of them. They are 9-10 on the year. They won the last game of that series in Pittsburgh to earn the 2-2 split. They're going to give the ball to my red-bearded brother here, Zach Littell. He's 0-1 on the year, a 4.20 ERA. This is his fourth start, and he's been serviceable. I'm not going to say he's been dominant, but 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Phillies. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Cardinals. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Brewers. I mean, the Nationals are 2-1 with him on the mound. That's not a terrible look. Washington's bullpen, well, I mean, they're not great. They're pretty bad. They're actually last in the league with a 6.17 bullpen ERA, so I'm sure they're hoping that Zach Littell can go deep into this game. The offense, though, is getting the job done. 8-0-5, 5-8-3, and 7 over their last few. CJ Abrams is batting .371 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. They're 5th in the majors in runs scored. They're 5th in the majors in batting average. They're 4th in the majors with a slugging percentage of .416. This team is hitting the crap out of the ball right now. So looking at the numbers, the Giants are minus 155. The Nationals are plus 130. We've got a total of 8 in this game. The Giants are 4-5 on the road, 4-4-1 to the over-under on the road. Washington's 1-5 at home, 5-1 to the over at home. I actually think over 8 is not an unreasonable play in this game at all, despite these two guys being on the mound. I don't think we're going to see, 15 runs scored in this game, but 9 doesn't seem crazy. In terms of a side, we like another underdog here, guys, and it makes me a little bit nervous to like a million underdogs, but that is what it is. Give me the Nationals at plus 130 here. Webb hasn't looked great. The Giants suck right now, and the Nationals are hitting the cover off the ball. Cruising right along here, guys. We're looking at the Kansas City Royals heading to New York to take on the Yankees. The Royals are 7-12 on the season. They lost 4 in a row, just getting swept there by Detroit, losing 3 one-run games in that 3-game series. They lose 10-9 in a heartbreaker in the last one. Man, the Tigers score 3 runs with 2 outs there in the bottom of the 9th. Crazy, crazy stuff there from the Royals. They're going to hand the ball to Michael Wacha, hoping he can get them out of this funk. He's 2-0 on the year, a 0.43 ERA. The kid has been amazing. I say kid, I watched this guy pitch in the minor leagues at least once, and man, he has been lights out. His last start was 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed. Struck out 7 and walked 1 against the White Sox. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run against Cleveland, and he went 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs against Atlanta. He has been absolutely, positively lights out this year. Now, the Royals bullpen has not been good. Obviously, a 5.62 bullpen ERA. That doesn't account for today's disaster, so that's going to get even worse. And the offense, they managed to put up 9 runs, which might be their highest scoring game of the season so far, and still found a way to lose. Bobby Witt Jr. is, breaking out of his early season slump a little bit, but they're second to last in the majors in runs scored and second to last in the majors in slugging percentage. They're taking on the Yankees in this one. New York's 10-9 on the year. They just split a 4-game series against the Angels, so not a great look there. They'll give the ball in this game to young Cam Schlittler. This 25-year-old righty is 2-1 on the year, a 2.49 ERA. His last start was at Tampa Bay, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs allowed. Not his best work. He did strike out 8 and walked 1 in that game, so not bad. The Yankees are 3-1 over his 4 starts this season, so that's all going to be very, very good news from them in general. The Yankees bullpen was off to an amazing start and still okay. A 3.50 bullpen ERA isn't something we're going to complain about a ton around here, but the offense, 4-5-1, 11-4-4 over their last few. Not exactly how the Yankees offense was supposed to look. They're 14th in the majors in runs scored, but 27th in batting average and 20th in slugging percentage. So definitely some bats there that need to awaken. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Royals are plus 150. The Yankees are minus 175. We've got a total of 8.5 in this game. The Royals are 2-6 on the road, 7-1 to the under on the road. The Yankees are 5-4 at home, 4-4-1 to the over-under at home. With these two guys on the mound, I don't think under is a bad play at all, although I do worry about the Royals bullpen. Better than the under, though. Just hook me up with that no-run first inning. I have no problem with that play at all. I think it's very, very likely we see 0 runs scored in the opening frame of this one. If you're begging me for a side, it's a tough sell to back the, to fade the Royals when Walker's on the mound. So maybe give me the Royals here at plus 150 as a small lean, but much better than that, guys. Just take that no-run first inning, and then you don't have to watch the rest of this game, which I would assume will include a Royals bullpen implosion. Cruising through these games, we got the Detroit Tigers heading to Boston to take on the Red Sox. The Tigers are 10-9 on the season, now won 6 in a row, so making up for that abysmal start to the year. They swept the Royals, crazy one-run games. We'll see what happens in this one as they hand the ball to Casey Mize. He's 1-1 on the year, a 3.94 ERA, coming off an excellent start against the hard-hitting Marlins. 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run allowed, struck out 5 and walked 1. He did have a bad start against Minnesota, but opened his year with a very good start against the Diamondbacks, so we'll see what he looks like in this one. I'm expecting generally good things. The Tigers' bullpen's been looking nuts here down the stretch. A 2.95 bullpen ERA with only 42 hits allowed is elite. Very, very good. The offense, 10, 2, 2, 8, 6, and 2 over this winning streak. Colt Keith is hitting the ball well. I mean, we're not seeing a crazy offensive, season so far from the Tigers. 20th in runs scored, 22nd in slugging percentage. So we'll see what they can get done here at Fenway, taking on the Red Sox, who are 7-11 on the year. They just managed to win 1 out of 3 there in Minnesota. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Ranger Suarez. He's 1-1 this year, a 5.02 ERA. Struggled against Houston, struggled against the Padres, and then went 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, in a 7-1 win there in St. Louis. So maybe Suarez is back on track for this one. Obviously, taking on a Tigers team that's not super hard hitting should be, generally speaking, helpful for him. The bullpen behind him this year, I mean, it's not the worst, but a 3.95 bullpen ERA is also not the best. The Red Sox offense has been a huge problem. They're hanging around MLB average with 16 runs scored. They're 16th in runs scored. They're 24th in the majors in slugging percentage. So I don't have a lot of amazing things to say about the Red Sox at the plate. Looking at the numbers, the Tigers are plus 110. The Red Sox are minus 130, and we've got a total of 8. Detroit's 2-8 on the road, 5-5 to the over/under on the road. Boston's 3-3 at home, 4-2 to the under at home. I actually think this is a good spot to back the Boston Red Sox. The Tigers are coming off that big emotional come-from-behind win there to earn the sweep against the Royals, so I think they have a bit of a letdown here. I liked what I saw from Suarez's last time on the mound, and the Red Sox offense has to bust out of this slump at some point, so give me Boston here playing at home. Rolling along here, guys, we look at the Cincinnati Reds heading to Minnesota to take on the Twins. The Reds are coming off that 3-0 loss where they only end up with 1 hit in that game. Pretty brutal stuff there. They're 11-8 on the year, though, despite the offense not looking great. They're going to give the ball to Brandon Williamson in this game. This 28-year-old lefty is 1-1 on the year, a 5.28 ERA. His last start, 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs allowed against the Angels. We did eventually see the Reds win that game 7-3. They also won his last start 2-0 in Miami, where he was lights out, but his first start of the year against the Pirates wasn't so hot. So we'll see which version of this young guy we get in this game. The Reds' bullpen has been technically the best in the majors so far this year. A 2.57 bullpen ERA puts them currently in first place. The offense, 0-8-2, 6-7-2 over their last few. They're 27th in the majors in runs scored and 29th in batting average. This team is not very good at hitting the baseball. There's really no way to sugarcoat this at that point. They weren't good at hitting the ball last year. They're not good at hitting the ball this year. Not expecting to see amazing things from this offense on a day-to-day basis. Now, the Twins, they're 11-8 on the year. They just had their 4-game winning streak snapped there by losing the last game of that series against Boston, but they've been playing well. They'll hand the ball here to Joe Ryan, who's 2-1 on the year, a 3.80 ERA. He had a terrible start against the Royals, but other than that, his other 3 starts this year have been very, very serviceable. Good outing there against Baltimore, decent outing against Detroit, and his last time out, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs there against Toronto, and a 7-4 win. So liking what we're seeing from Joe Ryan here at the moment. The Twins bullpen has not necessarily been top tier this year, kind of middle of the road. A 5.00 bullpen ERA is concerning, but they may be headed in the right direction. The offense has been nuts. They're 4th in the majors in runs scored, 6th in slugging percentage, 10th in on-base percentage. They are hitting the ball right now. So look at the numbers. The Reds are plus 145. The Twins are minus 170. We've got totals out there of 7.5 or 8. Cincinnati is 5-2 on the road, 3-3-1 to the over/under on the road. Minnesota is 7-3 at home, 5-4-1 to the over at home. Guys, the way Joe Ryan's throwing the ball right now, I really like the Twins here at home. They've played great. They're off to a fantastic start to the year. I like Minnesota here a lot, even though the price is minus 170. Next on the docket, we got the Chicago White Sox heading to Sacramento to take on the Athletics. Now, the White Sox, they're 6-13 on the year. They've lost 3 in a row, just getting swept there by Tampa Bay. Now they got to hit the road. We'll see how things work out. I mean, they were playing at home in Chicago. Now they got to fly to Sacramento. They'll hand the ball to Davis Martin. He is 2-1 on the year, a 2.50 ERA. His last start, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs allowed against the very light-hitting Kansas City Royals. They eventually lose that game 2-0. He's generally thrown the ball really well this year. But when you're pitching for the White Sox and you have a bullpen that is sporting a 5.67 bullpen ERA behind you and has given up 86 hits, which might be the worst in the majors, yeah, you're going to have your work cut out before you get any wins. Now, the White Sox offense, 3-3-5, 6-0-0 over their last few games. They're 28th in runs scored. They're last in batting average, last in on-base percentage, and last in slugging percentage. So we'll see what they can do here. Going on the road to take on a Sacramento Athletics team that is currently 1 game above 500. They just split their 4-game series against the Rangers. They'll give the ball to Aaron Savale in this game, who's killing it here at the beginning of the year. He's 2-0, a 1.72 ERA. His last start, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed, and a 1-0 win there against the Mets. He faced the Yankees before that, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run allowed, and then he faced the Braves in his season opener, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed. All very, very good outings. The Athletics bullpen, on the other hand, a 4.35 bullpen ERA is not great. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not super helpful. The offense, though, 6-6-2, 1-1, and 11 over their last few games. They're 22nd in runs scored and 23rd in batting average, but this team has some real hitters on it. I'm expecting those numbers, the offensive numbers, to get pointed right back in the right direction. Look at the numbers for this game. The White Sox are plus 130. The Athletics are minus 150. We've got a total of 9.5 in this game. The White Sox are 3-7 on the road, 6-4 to the over on the road. The Athletics are 4-2 at home, 5-1 to the over at home. Just based on the dimensions of this ballpark, you could look at over in pretty much every game there, but better than that, give me the Athletics at minus 150. This pitching matchup definitely favors them, and with the White Sox bullpen being terrible and their offense being non-existent, the Athletics are going to find a way to win this game the vast majority of the time. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Texas Rangers heading to Seattle to take on the Mariners. Now, the Rangers, they're 10-9 on the year. They just split that 4-game series against the Athletics like we were talking about. They did win the last game, though, 9-6. They'll give the ball to Jacob deGrom in this game. He's 1-0 on the year, a 2.87 ERA, putting up great starts in his last two. First start of the year, he did struggle against the Orioles, but then he went 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run allowed there against Seattle. Then he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run allowed there against the Dodgers. And it's worth mentioning that the Rangers are 3-0 in his 3 starts this year. So deGrom looking pretty freaking good out there. The bullpen for the Rangers has been one of the best in the MLB this year. A 2.73 bullpen ERA with 6 saves and only 54 hits allowed. Very, very good work in that regard. And the offense, well, 9-5-1. 8-5-3 over their last few is not terrible. Brandon Nimmo, Corey Seager, Jake Berger, all hitting the ball relatively well. They're 21st in runs scored, though, and 22nd in batting average, so let's not overreact to what this offense has done. Now, the Mariners, they're 8-11 on the year. Not having a great time. They already lost the first 2 games of this series. They lost the first 2 games of that series in San Diego. They don't play until later here on Thursday, so a little bit early on this one. We'll see what they're able to do out there in Game 3 of that series, but they're trying to avoid a sweep. Then they got to hop on a plane in San Diego and fly up to Seattle. So not a bad flight, obviously. They're going to give the ball to Logan Gilbert in this game. He's 1-2 on the year, a 4.18 ERA. His last start was great, albeit it was against the Astros, but his last 2 have definitely shown that he's pointed back in the right direction. So we'll see what he looks like in this game. The bullpen for the Mariners has been amazing this year. Top 3 in the majors, no problem there. The offense has really fallen off. They're 28th in batting average, 27th in slugging percentage. They are up to 18th in runs scored, but it has not been smooth sailing for them at the plate. The Rangers with deGrom on the mound are plus 110 in this game. The Mariners are minus 130. We have a total of 6.5. The Rangers are 6-6 on the road, 8-3-1 to the over on the road. Seattle is 7-4 at home, 7-4 to the over at home. Despite these 2 guys being on the mound, I think it's a little bit too early in the year for us to have totals of 6.5. So give me a slight look at over. In terms of a side, I think this is a coin flip game. And if you're going to give me plus money on a coin flip, I'll take it. Give me the Rangers here at plus 110 with Jacob deGrom on the mound. Last but not least, we're looking at the Toronto Blue Jays heading to Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks. Now, the Blue Jays are 7-11 on the season. They lost 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee, so not having a great time there against the Brewers. They're hitting the ball in this game to Eric Lauer. He's 1-2 on the year, a 7.82 ERA after getting shelled there by the Twins. Twins are one of the hotter teams in the majors, so I'll cut him a little bit of slack, but that was a bad outing. He's had good starts against the White Sox and the Athletics so far this year, so we'll see what he can do here going up against the Diamondbacks. The bullpen situation for Toronto this year has not been ideal. It has been far less than ideal. In the offense, 25th in runs scored and 19th in slugging percentage is not really the way this team was designed to work. So we'll see what they can do on the road against the Diamondbacks, who just won 2 out of 3 there in Baltimore. They are going to hand the ball to Michael Soroka, who's 3-0 on the year, a 2.87 ERA. He had a mediocre start there against the Phillies his last amount, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs allowed, but he did strike out 10. That's the second time in 3 starts this year that he struck out 10. And the Diamondbacks are 3-0 in his 3 starts. So he's looked great. The Arizona bullpen has not looked great. A 4.81 bullpen ERA, though, is not as bad as what we've seen from them last season. And the offense is cruising 8-4-7, 4-3-5 over their last few. They're up to 13th in the majors in runs scored and 9th in slugging percentage. I think the bats there in Arizona are going to be just fine. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Blue Jays are plus 120. The Diamondbacks are minus 140. We've got a total of 8.5. Toronto's 1-5 on the road, and they're a 500 over-under team on the road. Arizona's 5-2 at home, 4-3 to the over at home. I definitely like Arizona here playing at home with Michael Soroka on the mound. He's just been so lights out so far this season. Eric Lauer has not been super lights out, and I probably like the Arizona. I like both bullpens basically the same at this point. So yeah, give me a good look at the Diamondbacks here at -140. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today on a very, very busy Friday. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Doing those two things really, really help me out, and I appreciate everybody that takes the time to do it. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. Thank you for watching these videos just in general. Big shout out to everybody that watches them, interacts with them, everybody. It makes a huge, huge difference. Click the link in the description or in the pinned comment to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the great stuff that's offered there. There's free stuff, there's premium stuff. Definitely do not miss out on any of that. And guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place for more sports betting action.